Yes, good evening. It is 5:30 on a Tuesday, so you know what time it is. It is City Talks Hamilton, hashtag City Talks HAMONT. And so today we're going to be talking about property taxes. If you're running for council, you need to know about property taxes. So, as many of you know, everybody when it comes to municipal government, we're talking about how much your property taxes cost you, how much your property taxes go to provide the services that you need and you want. So, today, what I wanted to do was to talk about property taxes as it relates to Ward 14. As you know, I'm one of the candidates running in Ward 14. So, wanted to talk about how much property taxes are raised, contributed, collected, whatever the word is, and also contextualize it with uh, the overall part of property taxes that the city has available to it to then provide the services that everybody needs and wants. And obviously, I'm going to talk about how it relates to my platform that was released last month, June 18th. We're calling it the Together platform. And so we released that. If you haven't seen it already, please go to our website, kojoforward14.ca, click on platform, and you see the full list of things that we have planned for Ward 14 and Hamilton. Just to give you a brief overview, transit, investing in our neighborhoods, uh, growing our local economy, encouraging city inclusive city building, and taking action on climate change, addressing the housing crisis, empowering youth, and reconciliation that's based on relationship building and truth. So, those are the eight priorities uh, on our platform. So, property taxes, where do we start? So, um, in Hamilton, we have 15 wards all over the that make up the city, and every ward basically has an average, if I could use that word, an average amount of property taxes that that are collected. So just to give you an overview, uh, the highest amount, if I could use that term, the highest amount of property taxes come from Ancaster, and I believe these numbers here are, let me just make sure. These numbers here, yes, I believe are from 2020. Yes, 2021. So Ancaster, Lower Stony Creek, Waterdown, Dundas, Central Hamilton, Upper Stony Creek, the West Hamilton, Central Mountain, West Hamilton, which is Ward 14, East Hamilton, East Hamilton, Stony Creek, Glenbrook, East Hamilton, Central Hamilton, and downtown. So that's the list based on largest amount to lowest amount. So Ancaster produces around 80 to 82 million in property taxes, and Ward 14, the West Mountain, is able to contribute about um 41 or so. So I have a little map that I want to show everyone. Just give me 1 second here, and then we can go into some of the things I have here. Let's see. Uh, just give me 1 second here. Just making sure I have the right. Okay, I think it's this one here. Uh oh. Okay, seems not to be working today. Let's try this again. Uh, yes, just trying to load up. Um. Uh oh. It's not working. Today's not my lucky day. Okay, so if this is not working, uh, let me do this then. Yes, okay. So let me just make sure I have my numbers. So for Ward 14, when we're talking about property taxes, Ward 14 is broken up into three areas. We had Ward 14 Hamilton. So basically from the mountain brow all the way to Rimo. Um, and then we have Ward 14 Ancaster, which is Scenic Woods. Scenic Woods used to be part of Ancaster, and in 2018 some of the boundaries were redrawn. So Scenic Woods is Ward 14 Ancaster. Then we have Ward 14 Glanbrook. That's the Carpenter neighborhood, if I could put it that way. And so between these three geographical areas, this is what we're. So there's an Ontario Amber Alert for Emily Lurch. Um, if you've seen Emily, this is in Stratford. If you've seen Emily, please call 911. Amber Alert, Ontario Amber Alert for Emily Lurch, Stratford, Ontario. If you've seen them, 11 years old. Okay, so um, that was an Amber Alert for Emily Lurch in Stratford. So if you've seen Emily or have people, family, friends in Stratford that have seen Emily, please call 911. Um yeah. So um Ward 14 made up of three geographical areas: Ward 14 Hamilton, Ward 14 Ancaster, Ward 14 Glanbrook. So in 2018, uh, you had about 40 million from Ward 14 Hamilton, 32 million from Ward 14 Ancaster, and 58,000 from Ward 14 Glanbrook. And then 2019, 41 million from Hamilton, 33 from Ancaster, and then 59,000 from Glanbrook. So there's been a steady increase in property taxes when we're talking about Ward 14 from 2018 up until 2020 22. uh, we're seeing that steady um, increase, and this is just property taxes. This is without the educational taxes and and what have you. This includes commercial taxes, industrial taxes, multi res taxes as well. So um, yeah, so basically we are sitting at around into for 2022 45 million or so from Ward 14 Hamilton, 36 from from Ancaster, and 64,000 from Glenbrook. So where does this leave us? And I think this is an important part of what we are talking about when we talk about providing necessary services for residents of Ward 14 and residents of Hamilton. If we are to provide all the necessary services, whether it's recreational, fire, policing, libraries, museums, quality roads, quality sidewalks, and all the other services that the city provides, how do we maximize all of these? All the taxes, the taxes that we receive, to make sure that residents feel that the amount of taxes they are paying uh, is reciprocal to the services that that they are receiving. We've been knocking on thousands of doors in Ward 14, and one of the first things that residents say is that their taxes are too high, right? So, how do we make sure that the amount of money that we are collecting, and when you add up all the property taxes from all the 15 wards, it amounts to about 1.1 billion. So for a city that has more than half a million people, with property taxes of $1 billion or so, how do we prioritize and make sure that services are provided? I also wanted to talk a little bit about area rating, because this is something that has come up a little bit. Most likely will come up more as the days are counting down to October 24th. And I know some fellow council candidates have commented about area rating, and I think the common phrase is that if you don't have a service, then you shouldn't pay for it. And I think that that discussion uh, is could have some more analysis. All right, so one of the key areas is transit. If we take transit, for example, transit is something that any resident, regardless of where you are, if you are in Stony Creek, if you're in Ancaster, if you're downtown, if you're on the West Mountain, East Mountain, you should have access to. Doesn't matter what your income level is. It doesn't matter how old you are. You should be able to say, hey, if I do not have a vehicle, if I do not have a bicycle, if I do not have any other mode of transportation, I should be able to hop on a bus and get to a place that I need to be in effective time uh, 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 frame, right? So when there are certain areas of our city, whether it's Ancaster, whether it's Stony Creek, or wherever else, Flamborough, Dundas, wherever it might be, that do not have a reliable, dependable, affordable transit system, I think as an individual that is running to represent to hopefully represent Ward 14, we have to think about making sure that transit is available. That is a public need and a public good that should be available at all cost. I used to live in Ancaster. I remember taking the bus, and it was treacherous. It would take me 2 hours to get from Ancaster to McMaster when I was doing my undergrad. So, why is it that as somebody that used to live in Ancaster, it takes me 2 hours to get to school, but then for somebody living downtown, it can take them less than 30 minutes to get to school, right? So when we're talking about area rating, particularly as it relates to transit, we shouldn't be talking about if I receive the service, you shouldn't pay for it. It should be, are we maximizing this amount of money. So you take Ancaster, 82 million in property taxes, and yet when I was living on, if a young person is living in Ancaster today, they can't even rely on public transit. That should be the mode in which we talk about our taxes. Is it giving the maximum return on investment or return of service? Let me use that word, return of service for residents, right? The second highest again in terms of property taxes, Lower Stony Creek, 56 million. Sorry, I'm getting all these numbers. Yes, 56 million. If that's the total amount of property taxes collected and you have no public transit to show for it, then are you getting again a better return of service for the amount of taxes that you're paying? You go down the list, water down, the same thing. So again, I for folks that are hesitant about eliminating area rating, I would say, hey, look, we need, if we want to be a world class city, if we want to be a place that ensures that you have public transit, um, every municipality is supposed to adhere to AODA standards by in the upcoming years. All of these things means that we have to start prioritizing things that will make sure that residents can move freely in their city in a timely fashion. So those are the things that we should be concerned about, and those are some of the things that we need to start talking about, and not just focusing on the service that I receive, because we are also a collective city, right? We are not an independent city that is built around silos, right? If I have to go to Flamborough and I don't have a vehicle or I don't feel like biking, I should be able to depend on public transit. So I really think when we're talking about the amount of taxes that are paid, the amount of uh, 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 um, numbers that we are seeing here, right? And the return of return of services for residents, we really have to start staying away from this idea of, if I don't receive the service, I shouldn't pay for it. We have sidewalks all over the city. Well, in certain areas, Ward 14 doesn't have lots of sidewalks, but we make sure there are sidewalks so that people can also move through the city safely. So public transit is definitely one of those public needs and public goods that the city, potential counselors, candidates need to start talking about. So just wanted to raise that. It's unfortunate my share screen is not working today. I had a graph of the all the property taxes that have been collected from 2018 to 2022. But anyways, I might share the graphic later on social media. So that's that's the basic assessment here, and I just wanted to make sure that I put actual numbers to the property taxes we talk about, that also relates to some of the services that are received, and some of the services that are not um, received. So that is it for property taxes. Let me see if this share works for this screen. Okay, hopefully this works. Okay. Yes, it works now. Yeah. So, um, uh, for those of you that do not know or haven't heard, the city of Hamilton is working on a new website. They've released certain portions of it. If you want to get to it, you have to go to better.hamilton.ca. I'm gonna put it in the chat, so that's it's easy for you to access. Let me just put it in here. Okay. So going back to, so I wanted to share this section. I know those on Instagram can't see this, but I will share some of these videos on Instagram, and you can check it out later. Um, so if you go onto the website, you can click on property taxes, and I think this look is much more friendlier than the previous version of the city website. So you can come here and you can calculate again what your property tax is going to look like. They have PDFs of um, all the tax rates and what have you. So this again, I feel this looks more appealing and provides you with all the information that you need. They even have a map now. So find a specific area or property to find tax impact information on specific area. All you have to do is type in your location, and as you see on this map, if you zoom in, I don't want to. Oh, I just did. I don't want to zoom in. Uh, I don't want to zoom in because we'll be looking at someone's property. But anyways, you can see it has all the different properties, and when you click on it, it gives you a brief overview of what the property tax was for 2021, and the change, right? So you can see in terms of your neighborhood, or from ward to ward, so that you know exactly how much your property taxes are, um, how they've changed, and how you can compare it to different neighborhoods. So just wanted to share that with folks, because sometimes you don't have you don't know where to find the information. But I think on the new version of the website is much easier. So here's another tab that I feel is also useful. So if you click understand your property tax, it gives you a down of what's in the tax bill, how to read your tax bill, making changes to your tax bill, pay your taxes, penalties, all of those things, all of those things are readily available. So that's basically it for today. Just wanted to again, maybe let me see if I can find all the numbers. Uh, there is. I'm trying to find. Usually, they have a list of all the total. Oh, maybe it's here. Anyways, can't find it today. I'll make sure I put it up on social media so that folks can look at it. And it's just a breakdown of all the taxes that are collected by ward. It gives you property taxes in one column. It also provides the taxes that are collected from new multi residential units, multi residential farmland, all of those breakdowns, and then it also gives the total of all the educational taxes that are collected for the public school board and the Catholic school board. So when you talk to trustee candidates, you can talk to them about those numbers and those educational tax rates are set by the province, and the city just collects it on their behalf. So there you have it. Uh, Taxes are boring, if I could say the least. Lots of numbers, lots of comments, lots of zeros, but that's the basis for how municipal government works. These need to be collected to provide the services to residents. There are certain services that are needed, public transit, and addressing roads, bridges, parks, libraries, rec centers, all of those things. So it's important that everybody understand how these taxes work, how much is collected, because at the end of the day, too, you need to know the real numbers. And I don't think uh, 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 counselors and city staff do a good enough job of sharing what these numbers are, so that when it comes to budget time, when we say we need our roads fixed, or we need libraries, or we need rec centers, or we need more parks, or we need accessible sidewalks, we need universal design. Now we can match up all those requests versus the property taxes that we have, and then that way we are maximizing the return of services to residents. So I'm trademarking that that line, ROS, return of services for residents. So if you hear any other candidate use that, uh, you have to tell them I'm the one that came up with it. ROS, return of service for residents, and that's a term that I'm going to be using. It just came up right there. I'm sure this is not the first time somebody has used it, but I'm going to make sure that I own this term, ROS, return of service for residents based on your property taxes. So there you have it, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in to City Talks Hamilton, where we talk about issues going on in Ward 14, issues that affect all Hamilton residents. Thanks for tuning in, and we're back again next week, August 9th. I'll let you know whether we'll have a special guest. But I do know that on August 16th, we do have um, a special guest that's going to be talking to us about 31311 service, um, public data, and uh, public trust in municipal government. How those three interact. So you want to tune in to that discussion August 16th, Tuesday, 5:30 to 6. We'll be talking with a leading researcher who has done work around 31311 services, public data, and municipal government. So hopefully you can tune in next week, August the 9th. Just stay tuned. to see who will be joining us, or if is this going to be um, a solo thing between you and I. So enjoy. If you have any questions or want to get in touch with me, you can always connect with us via our website, kojo14.ca. It's there. And be well, stay safe. Let's continue to care for each other, and build a society and a world that takes care of each other. Peace.